12/27/63, right?
Correct.
You have the Sun in Capricorn, the Moon in Gemini, Mercury in Capricorn. I think that you know you have to move on. You may not actually do it until January. Are there other opportunities right now?
Other opportunities in other companies?
Yes.
Yes.
I would take the fall to make your decision. I wouldn't change right away. And all this Capricorn energy, I know that you're not somebody that wants to, disrupt the boat too quickly. But I would say that after, you'll have a pretty clear indication towards the end of October of where you want to go. But I think the actual move, when you change, should be, in January sometime.
The change would require it would be a drastic move. It would be a move to another state, which I'm uncomfortable with. So that's why I'm wondering what's the right thing to do.
Well, you're not someone that likes change. You've got a lot of Capricorn. You've got Mars in Capricorn. You're a terribly, terribly good worker. You understand how to work, and you're quick. Your mind is quick, but your mind is also very structured. I mean, you have to give yourself a little benefit for the things that you're good at, and realize that sometimes drastic change is the stuff that will really help us. I think that it's good for you to do this.
Okay, that's beneficial. The other question I had was, I am currently divorced and I'm dating another fellow, and we're getting along very, very well. He's a Capricorn as well, and it seems to be going quite well. Do you see anything negative in this relationship, or is it you don't have enough information, or what do you need?
Well, I don't really have time to look at his chart, but again, I think as of the 1st of January, would he be able to, if you moved on, would he be able to move on to another place?
Consider it.
I'm sorry?
Would consider it.
Yeah. I think that there's a strong possibility that he might do that, but again, you're going to have to juggle throughout the fall. Him, work, everybody. You're going to have to just keep it all, Okay, I'm sorry that, but January. Okay?
January, thank you.
Okay, thank you. On the phone with us is Lori from Bedford. Date of birth, July 30th, 1959. Lori, are you watching or listening?
Both.
Okay, she's doing both. So we put RTV here. Good morning. You're on with Mary Michele.
Good morning, Mary Michele. How are you?
Good. And yourself?
Good, thanks.
Was there a particular question?
I have two questions for you.
Mm-hmm.
First of all, we've had quite an unusual year in our house. All four of us have been in the hospital, in and out. And I'm a little wary about what the future holds. Sometimes I'm afraid to go out the door in the morning because I don't know what the day holds. Could you give me a little insight as to what the future holds? And also, I'm kind of at a crossroads myself with deciding whether I should go back to school or take a job that I've been offered.
Were you sick in June?
I was in a car accident a year ago in May.
Uh-huh. The end of May?
Of last year, yeah.
I think that this has been an opportunity for you to do a lot of studying, for you to be, this recuperation time has been a good opportunity, and you're somebody that enjoys, a lot of reflection and reading and analyzing and getting details together and so on. You have Venus and Mars both in the sign of Virgo. The 30th, right? July 30th?
Right.
Yeah, Moon in Gemini. I think that... Again, if you want to go back to work, it would probably be more beneficial for you to go back to work sometime in late November. I think you might want to take a little more time for, just keep, you're sounding very good. I mean, you've told me this horrible story in a very cheerful voice. So I think that you're sounding good, but you have to give yourself a little bit more time to truly believe it. And I think by the end of November, you will be really ready to, to move on to the next thing. And I think it'll probably be, you'll want to go to work. I think you will have taken this time to study. So if you want to take a 3-month course, do that. But I wouldn't go in for a long-term thing right now.
Right. Well, I was anxious to get into something, but I wasn't sure if I was quite ready yet.
I think you're ready to study. And I think anything that would be of interest, you should take that up. Is there something you want to study?
I may go back to school and just take a refresher course on what I had originally studied.
Good. Well, do that.
Okay, thank you. Lori, thank you for calling. Ermengarde's been holding for quite some time. Date of birth, December 31st, 1929. Good morning, Ermengarde. You're calling from Somers.
Hi.
How are you?
I'm fine, thank you.
Good.
Good morning. That's such a pretty name, Ermengarde. I like that. 12/31/29.
Yes.
Okay. Was there a particular question?
Yes, I wanted to know if it's good for me to make a move. I actually live in Mount Kisco.
Mm-hmm.
Move.
You live in Mount Kisco. Are you moving now? You want to move, or?
Yes.
And you want to move away from Mount Kisco? I didn't quite understand the question.
I'm living in an apartment right now.
Yes.
Burden of financial too much. I would like to move in with my sister and her husband.
Okay. Again, there are a lot of Capricorn issues here. You have the Sun and Moon and Mercury all in the sign of Capricorn. Mars. Have these financial things been going on for a long time? Has it been maybe 6 or 7 years? Hello?
Yes, since I got laid off from my job.
Yeah. Isn't there some opportunity it's happening financially for you? Isn't there something going on right now that it seems to me that you're rebuilding something financially? You're working with money better now.
Trying to.
Yes. I can't say exactly about moving in with your relatives. I think wherever you move, you would make it work because you're a very good, you're a hard worker. You understand structure, and longevity is the key word for you. You understand how to make things, happen over a long period of time. But I would put more effort into figuring out financially. I think it's a good time for you to work with money and to, find ways to handle your own money or do something with it. Is there any chance you could go back to work?
I think I'm getting a little bit too old.
Well, I don't know. Think about it. I think you could be doing something that you would enjoy in a structured position. Even if you went and worked as a receptionist at a school or something like that. I think you'd be good. I would encourage you to try to deal with your own money and do something with your own money because I think it's a time when things will start happening again for you. And if you do move in with them, I think you'll do fine with it. But I think making your own money would be better.
Oh, I mean, I still would have my own money and I would pay rent and all that. I'm comfortable with that. It's just how much can I afford? How will my health be? I do get tired very easily. Stuff like that.
Right, but I think getting out of the house would give you more energy. So even if you did a couple of hours a day, it would be good for you to get out and have a new outlook. But I think you'll make it work. Don't concern yourself. But the main thing is to get out of the house.
Okay, thank you very much, Ermengarde. Mary Michele, we have another call. Is that okay? Okay, last caller. I think this is the last one we're going to have time for anyway. Is Sandy from Bedford. Date of birth, January 30th, 1944. Good morning, Sandy.
My name.
Good morning. Are you watching or listening, by the way?
I'm listening.
Okay.
Yep.
You're on with Mary Michele.
January 30th, 1944.
Hey.
Was there a particular question?
Yes, my husband and I are contemplating a kind of a major lifestyle change, moving back to the state where we grew up, near our families. We have a house to go to, but it's going to be a big change, and we have work considerations that we're just going to sort of start over. And while we feel comfortable with it, we still, there's that little voice that says, are we doing the right thing?
Well, let's see, you have the sun in Aquarius and the moon in Aries. The moon in Aries, it's good for you to take chances like that. I mean, I think that your unconscious likes to have a big shift and make things happen and so on, and I think it's a healthy thing to do. Mercury in Capricorn, I don't think you'd be doing this if you hadn't really thought about it. And Venus in Capricorn, again, Venus in Capricorn doesn't like change. So, it seems to me that you've thought about this enough that you kind of have to trust your instincts about it. If you have a place to go and live, that'll satisfy all this Capricorn, earth, grounded stuff. I think it's a good idea.
Good.
Okay.
Hey.
You're welcome.
All right, Sandy, thanks for calling. I have a question for you, Mary Michele. Last week you were talking about July 22nd, which is a week from tomorrow, where everything gets together. Is that what you were saying?
Well, yes, it's the culmination, the week, July 17th through the 22nd. There's a grand trine in water, which is about emotional issues. It's about us getting in touch with our feelings and bringing those things to the surface. This is a collective thing. This is what, we're all concerned with right at the moment. And, being the summertime, perhaps there's a little less emphasis on going out in the world and working and being as focused on the outside. It's more about being focused on the inside. And it's bringing that kind of stuff to a head. So if you're having to face Medusa next week, if you're having to deal with that side of yourself that, you might not want to look at too often, know that it's for a good reason. It's an important time to get in touch with those emotional feelings and so on that can be scary, But on the other hand, I think that the world it's coming to a time when you look at the different kinds of entertainment things that people go to, it's a lot about science fiction, it's a lot about horror pictures and so on. People are quite curious about these dark sides of themselves. And I think in a way that's a healthy thing because it's good to realize that, yes, you are going to be afraid, but the only way that you're going to get over being afraid is by walking into it. So, it's about confronting these emotional issues. And does that sort of answer your question?
Yeah, in a certain way. Does it also apply if you have phobias? You don't like bridges, you don't like heights, things like that. Is this the time where you're going to have, or you should face it?
Yes. Yes, you might not get over it completely, okay? These things take a long time. I mean, Neptune, when he erodes, it takes him a long, long time, So whenever there's a change, an emotional change, it's something that doesn't happen overnight. But anything that you can do this next week in terms of confronting those issues, and don't get discouraged if you don't change it drastically next week. It's not going to change drastically. Emotions move slowly. But, to take that first step.
All right, we'll do that.
Okay.
You're going to be back next Friday, did I hear?
Yes.
Okay, we look forward to that. Mary Michele, taking your calls at 241-1310. Well, she'll be back next Friday. I want to thank you. Have a good Bastille Day today. We will all go outside now and wave the French flag, which is red, white, and blue, which is where we probably got it from. Who knows? Have yourselves a great day, great weekend. Again, if you are going to be going into the city Monday, stay tuned because we're going to have one heck of a time if they go out on strike. We will all be here to get you through the morning, how to get into the city, where to pick up the buses, things like that. Right now, 83 degrees at Radio Circle, hazy, hot, humid. Risk of a shower or thunder shower midnight.
This is Mary Michele for WVIP, bringing you your weekly horoscope for the week of Monday, July 17th, 1995. There is a grand trine in the water signs this week, which will bring the focus for all of us to our emotions. With the spotlight on this area, it is good to do some self-examination. Now, for the Sun in the sign of Aries. After all the effort to keep out of trouble and biting your tongue last week, now is your chance to forge ahead. Lots of new inspiration. Stay tactful. Your heart and mind are more in balance. Suggest intimate dinners at home. The Sun in Taurus. You will not be allowed to contemplate your navel this week. You must bring to a boil whatever is simmering just below the surface. By Thursday, what's on your mind will catch up with your desires. Take the tax man to dinner. Sun in Gemini. Your verbal skills will entertain those close to home this week. You will be the referee who stops the fight. Or you could show that what's been left unsaid now needs airing. Look forward to a weekend of enjoying your ability to see both sides of things. Sun in Cancer. You're probably just beginning to feel a bit more secure after the full moon last week. Monday and Tuesday you will be asked to give comfort in the workplace. It will be a bit trying. By Wednesday others will take notice and a present may be forthcoming. You're looking good. Treat yourself to a massage. Sun in Leo. This is the hope. The hope is that this is the week you've planned that long-distance trip. If not, travel in the mind's eye. The spirit can always fly to exotic spots. Be careful what you buy, as things of value may be things you will want to throw away next week. Sun in Virgo. With the moon in your solar 8th house, you may feel put upon to sort out the finances of others. Do it cheerfully. By Wednesday, the recipient will show how appreciative he or she is of your time and effort. Spend a little money on yourself, buy a new outfit, or that computer program you've been drooling over. Sun in Libra. Your other half will need extra attention on Monday. Later in the week, enjoy whatever is put your way to tantalize the 5 senses. There is beauty in thought forms that stimulate desires. Your imagination will move into high gear over the weekend. Sun in Scorpio. There is always a need for your insights, a person with your insights, and the talents at the hospital. We all need more community. And if it fits, and you're not already doing it, volunteer at the emergency room, or read to the HIV babies. The Grand Trine in Water this week shows you all the emotional growth you've done. Come November, your transformation is complete, after 12 years of torture. Sun in Sagittarius. Find some space for a little TLC and contemplation. Take a child with you. Your ruler Jupiter is retrograde until August 2nd, so plan trips now. Fantasize about the voyages of Sinbad. If you're available for children, they will flock to you like lightning bugs. Sun in Capricorn. The moon in your solar 4th house means there's lots of feisty activity in the home. Remember, the sign of Capricorn is about longevity. Hold the line. By midweek, you will be meeting a variety of new people. Get everyone motivated towards that common goal. Midweek, they might want to retreat to their old methods. Hold on gingerly. By the weekend, you get them re-inspired. If money is involved, it could stir up the hornet's nest. Sun in Pisces. Your energies will be focused on the underdog on Monday. By Thursday, the very same person will show signs of flowering into an independent critter. Conserve your strength. Your insights on yourself are getting better all the time. With the Grand Trine in Water transiting the Sun on your ascendant, the power of your perceptions are permeable. I'm Mary Michele for WVIP. In the words of Hermes on the Emerald Tablet, as above, so below. Be well.